ready.
You can have mine after.
Clark.
Huh? You can have mine after.
Clark.
Okay, we ready, Dunya?
She says
Okay.
ready.
All right, good evening, everybody, and welcome. Welcome to the October meeting of the North Miami Community Redevelopment Agency. Can we begin with a roll call, please?
Mr. Aristide, Ms. Cobo, Ms. Cohen, Mr. Each, Ms. Estime Irvin, Ms. Geimer, here, Mr. McDermott,
Here.
Dr. Millian, Dr. Moise, Mr. Reynolds,
Here.
Mr. Robillard, Mr. Sanchez.
Here.
We have quorum, sir.
Okay, very good. Can we please do the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we have
Ms. Cobo.
Ms. Cobo and Ms. Irvin has joined us.
Oh, wonderful. Good afternoon. Are you excused?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So step down.
you can sit there. And Mr. Zelkowitz is here.
And
Yay.
our illustrious CRA attorney is here.
So you can ask them questions. Start recusing the whole meeting, so it's not attend or
Okay.
should it?
Yeah, sure. Mr. Zelkowitz, a question for Mr. Reynolds. Should he be recused from the whole meeting or just when his item is presented?
I think what he should do is when his item comes up, he declares a conflict, and then he can sit in the audience or, whatever he wants. What does the city usually do when there's a conflict? They make the person leave the room?
Yes.
Okay, then you should leave the room.
We've got a bottle of wine in my car.
Oh, goodness.
Do you want me to come back? Do you want me to answer any questions?
Yeah.
I need to answer
Yeah.
questions or something.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, because you will be drunk.
That's true.
Yeah, maybe you should stay if there's a.
Bring the wine, leave the
Yeah, but just stay on in the audience
We will
side.
help you.
Yeah, I just got
guess-
a bottle of wine from Cafe Creme.
Yeah, right. So I think it's just to stay on the audience side and not as a board member at the table.
Okay.
Okay, so you want me to leave the room or you want me to stay?
No,
for
stay in the
Now.
In their
audience.
case, you need to answer questions.
Over there.
the man?
Hey,
No.
Pastor.
You have to stay here
Good.
until your item,
Are you coming?
and then you go to the seat. And
Yes.
then you come back. You can't leave.
Okay. Okay, all right, very good.
Yeah.
I will. Okay. Okay, bye. That was Pastor Enoch.
Mm-hmm.
Any wish to be excused from the meeting?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm ready
Can-
for item one.
Approval of the
the
minutes
minutes?
of the last meeting. Can I hear a motion to approve? Any amendments or adjustments? If not, any, hear a
So
motion?
moved.
So move, a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. The second item is the CRA
Attorney letter of engagement. Good afternoon, everyone. It's been a while since I've seen a few of you, and again, I apologize for having to change the date of the meeting this past month. We couldn't have avoided it, and Hurricane Matthew was a wonderful little break too. Before you is the engagement letter to retain Gray Robinson, particularly Mr. Steven Zelkowitz as our attorney. We need to renew his agreement every year. The change this time is that last year we had two agreements, one for the plan amendment and one for the CRA day-to-day management and so on, and it ended up being over $60,000 with some overages. So we've estimated that this year we have a shall not exceed $80,000, and that's because now that the plan, we got our 29 years, we are finalizing our interlocal right now with the county. Yes, it's wonderful. But we have to finalize the financing part. And we have several it's not just about the grants now, it's the capital projects. So we definitely need our attorney with us. So, and to not have to come back every time to get an approval for the overages and so on, we're requesting for you to approve, not to exceed $80,000 for his letter of engagement.
Okay. Do we have any questions as to the letter?
Okay.
Okay.
Estimate. Can you speak louder?
Motion to accept as recommended by.
Do we have a discussion? Second?
Second.
Second, okay. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, motion passes. Congratulations.
Thank you. I just would like to thank you all for your support. Appreciate that. Doesn't stay on, right? Because yours is on, only one at a time?
No, it's on.
No, mine's not on.
It's on.
Anyway, I just want to thank you all for your support. I appreciate it. This was the amount that was in the budget that you previously approved. Thank you.
Okay, if I can make one quick comment. I think for all of us, we want to thank you very much for your efforts on our behalf, particularly the time that you and Rasha spent downtown trying to make sure that we got extended. So thank you very much for that. We appreciate all of your efforts and insights and guidance, and we're in a much better place than we were before, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay,
Next item is review and approval agreement to engage the consultant for the Chinatown Master Plan. As you're all aware, the city in February of 2016 had declared 441 from Northwest 119th Street to 135th Street as Chinatown. A delegation from the city and the CRA and one of our members actually had gone to China. We met several investors and government entities and even the University of Shanghai Business and Technology. It was a very fruitful trip, and from that point on we've been working diligently on the master plan and putting it out to bid. Another item I wanted to mention, I think most of you know, but it's good to see it on the record, we had a visit from Chinese investors in July as a result, and they were very interested, and they spent a day here. They did a tour of the area. We are now fielding calls for from other Chinese investors. This week alone I'm meeting with 2 other Chinese investors. There's a delegation that's supposed to come in November, and there's another delegation that's supposed to come in January. So the word is out there, and we're excited and they're excited. The issue is we need to make sure that what we're presenting is, city and CRA, how would I say this? Not funded, but it's the vision of what it is that we want to see happen. So Alberto Destrade, the city's procurement director, took the leadership and put it out to bid. In the package, you'll see from my memo, through the executive director, all the steps that we took to get to this point. He's here in case you have any questions. And again, when we went through this, we put it out to bid, and he'll give you a little brief detail. We got 5 qualified bids. We took it down to 3. Then we interviewed the 3 candidates, and we were very pleased that Keith & Schnarr's was a top-ranking firm, and we entered into a negotiation, and Mr. Destrade was able to get us the deal that we needed, the amount that we needed, and to get it moving forward. So Mr. Destrade is here to speak, and also Ms. Debbie Love is here representing Keith & Schnarr's in case we have any additional questions.
okay.
Good evening, everyone. Alberto Estrade, Purchasing Director, City of North Miami. And I think that Rasha has pretty much just about said it all. This was based on a solicitation that was issued by our department. It was issued in June of this year. We received 5 proposals, and we went through a fairly comprehensive and exhaustive evaluation process. In fact, it was a 2-tier evaluation process. And as a result of that 2-tier process, the highest ranked firm was Keith & Schnarr's. We entered into negotiations with them, and as a result of, I'd like to say, their cooperation, we were able to reach an agreement which fell pretty much within our budgeted amount that we have for this project. A copy of their proposal with the scope of services, scope of work, and timelines is included in your package. The total amount of the work, and it through different reviews and presentations before stakeholders such as yourselves. Should take approximately about 6 months to complete. So if you have any further questions, I'll be glad to answer. As Rasha mentioned, we do have a representative here, Ms. Debbie Love from Keith and Snars. So if you'd like to ask some questions of her, I'm sure she'll be glad to also to step forward to answer the questions.
Any questions?
On page 7, on the number 10, waiver of jury trial, each party waivers all rights to any trial by jury and all litigations relating to or arising out of this agreement. What is that? Just go to a judge or an arbitrator will handle that if we have this?
Well, the agreement, so you know, the agreement I drafted and it attaches their proposal basically with the scope of services. The waiver of jury trial, typically we put those in commercial contracts because we'd rather a judge decide the legal issues other than a jury.
Thank you.
So the juries don't like the government.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay, well, I know that Keith and Schnars is a very fine firm. They do a lot of work for a lot of other cities, so I know Miss Debbie back there, and you guys have done a great job, so welcome aboard. Yeah, okay, so a motion to, okay?
Second.
Second? Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, and again, we look forward to working with the advisory committee and the community and getting a master plan put together for you for Chinatown.
Great.
Sorry, but just, if you could repeat that on the mic.
It was just a quickie to say thank you so much, and we look forward to working with you as the advisory board, the community, and putting together a great master plan for Chinatown. So, looking forward to it. Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Agenda
Thanks,
item
Alberto.
number 3. I wanted to actually start before we go into that is just to, all the projects that we're starting now are the capital projects that we said we're gonna do, which is in the new approved plan. So the Chinatown master plan, we said we're gonna redevelop all the major corridors. Northwest 7th Avenue is one of the corridors that we said we're gonna prioritize, and Chinatown happened to be the project that we're doing. This current agenda item number 3, the memorandums of understanding, are for the same thing, which is redeveloping the downtown corridor and to provide parking and apartment complexes and so on and so forth. So I'm gonna leave a little bit more information for Stephen to provide. However, the MOUs that you see in front of you, and Mr. Reynolds, if you can make a statement that you're
Yeah, one of the
reusing or
properties
something.
that you're going to,
Okay, recuse myself.
I'm involved in some of these properties, so I need to recuse myself.
So what you're saying is you're declaring that you have a conflict of interest.
I'm declaring that I have a conflict of interest in this particular item.
All right, I would advise you need to file a form with the state, provide you with a form, and, so you're not gonna participate in the committee discussions, but if the committee has any questions regarding the properties, I'm sure you'll provide the information.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Reynolds.
Sorry, we just wanna make sure we're doing everything correctly. The properties that you have listed in front of you, which is the first one from FAR Building LLC, 816 Northeast 125th Street. I'm sorry, Mr. Stephen, do you wanna do them individually, or do you wanna just?
I think we should do them individually, especially with respect to the ones that Mr. Reynolds has
Okay.
interesting, because then you can participate in the other ones.
Okay.
You should go as a committee.
All right. As we're looking at redeveloping the area, this particular property is right in front of the city-owned parking lot, which is on Northeast 8th Avenue. And if we were to redevelop that lot to make it a proper parking garage and so on, we will need to enter into some form of agreement in terms of either a purchase or a public-private partnership or some kind of deal with the adjacent property owners. So, FAR Building LLC at 816 Northeast 125th Street is the 2-story building that's in front of our current parking. One comment, Mr. Zelkowitz, that Clark had mentioned, and apparently it was not changed. He wanted to change the date to February 2017, if you don't mind.
February what to?
It's item C, 1C.
Yeah, I know that, but
28th, 2017.
Okay, so with that amendment, noted.
And if you can explain what the MOU would mean.
All right, so basically these memorandum, MOU means memorandum of understanding, and, you know, parties will oftentimes have an MOU or a letter of intent as to what they wanna do without entering into a formal contract. So these are very brief memorandum of understanding, basically saying that there's a property owner owns a certain property, the CRA and the owner have an interest in perhaps negotiating a potential transaction involving that property. It could be a purchase, it could be they sell it, we lease it back to them, they could just lease it to the CRA. So these are called public-private partnerships, P3. So what we did is we basically said we're gonna open up a window of time. And so we have this sort of window with which to try and negotiate an agreement and bring it back to you and then to the CRA. And if we don't, then the MOU expires, and, you know, everyone goes their separate ways.
Yeah.
So this is just like, sort of like a show of good faith between the parties if we wanna negotiate and try and make a deal.
And once you recommend approval, we hope you do, and the board does, then we will hire an appraiser, a property appraiser to appraise the property, and then, so therefore we can actually start negotiating. But as we're getting to it, we have to come to the board for you to approve the final transaction. So this particular property is, again, like I said, 816 Northeast 125th Street, 4 Building LLC, and Mr. Clark Reynolds is the agent representing.
Okay.
If you have any questions for him.
Is there any questions from anybody on the MOU? Do we have a motion to approve, the first MOU?
I so moved.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. The second MOU is with Goslin Properties, Inc.
Yes, at 810 Northeast 125th Street, Mr. Goslin is here, with his attorney, if you have any additional question. And it's the same, MOU, same understanding. Again, that property is at the corner of the lot. There's like a lighting, right, there's a lighting company right at the corner as a tenant, and they have the music school.
Right.
Right there.
Right.
So that's the corner property that he owns.
Okay.
Okay?
Any questions on that particular piece? Do I hear a motion to approve?
I so moved.
Okay.
Yeah, do we make comments or as far as the agreement or?
No.
No, you make that with the attorney when we start. This is them approving us actually having this.
Okay.
Okay. I have a motion. Do I have a second? Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
who made the original
Yeah.
motion? Sorry.
Okay, and the last one is with,
Teresa
Leon.
Loom, yeah, Mrs. Loom is not here, she was also notified.
Okay.
So this is across the street. The city owns the parcels, the parking lots behind Gary Rubenstein
Right.
Antiques.
Mm-hmm.
And Loom Medical Center is on 126th Street. They're at the corner.
Right.
They own the properties all the way up to Northeast 8th Avenue.
Parking lots.
Not only the parking lots, but the single-family home
Oh,
at the
okay.
corner also of, and that's the address that you have here. 800 Northeast 126th Street, 820 Northeast 126th Street, and the folio number for the parking lot for the Loom Medical Center. So we're also, we wanna enter into a discussion with her as well to see if we can do a partnership or sale, purchase or lease.
Okay. Any questions? All right, do I hear a motion?
I so moved.
Second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Okay. All right, we move on to the next agenda item.
Review and approval to hire Metro Express for the Northeast 124th Street roadway improvements.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Mr. Alberto Destrade, the procurement director, is here to assist us in this presentation. This is one of the projects that we had, it was in our capital projects from like 2 years ago. It was tied in permitting at the county for a while, and it was finally done. Mr. Destrade was able to do a piggyback on another contract to avoid any more delays to bid it out. So he's here to explain that and This contract is for $175,000.
Right.
So
This is the 124th Street.
So this is a piggyback?
Yes, so instead of bidding it out,
Right.
yeah, he piggybacked on an existing contract with Metro Express, so we can get the work done.
Once again, for the record, Alberto Estrade, Purchasing Director, City of North Miami. Just to clarify, it's, as Russia stated, but it's a piggyback of it's a national cooperative contract. It's an agency by name of the National Joint Power Alliance. And you have that information in your package. And actually, this is a cooperative of many different municipal agencies. And basically, what you have is an opportunity to purchase in volume these contracts. So by being able to piggyback on these contracts, by economies of scale, if you will, we're getting the best prices. So not only were we able to save time in terms of the bidding process, but we were also able to actually make it a more cost-effective process. So in essence, we contracted with this company. The name of the company is Metro Express, Inc. And what we're recommending to you is to issue a purchase order to them, not to exceed $175,000 for them to do this work. Their proposed price has been reviewed not only by staff, but actually also by a consultant that the NJPA hires to review these proposals that the companies that they contract with submit to different municipal agencies.
Okay, any questions?
Yes. Will this company be hiring residents from North Miami? I'm not sure what type of work.
Well, no, they're a contractor. This company is a contractor. So in essence, they have their own crews, if you will. They have their own employees that they bring to bear to the project. Essentially what we're doing is piggybacking on a national cooperative contract. So this is not in the same sense as we would put out a bid and we would be able to include in there certain stipulations such as that.
Right.
So in essence, they're bringing their own employees, their own crew to the job.
Is this the company that's already working on the street?
That's correct. And in fact, actually what we did was that we initially issued to them an initial PO in order to sort of expedite and fast track this project, not to exceed $25,000. And this really is for the remainder of the work itself, for the remainder of the contract.
It's just interesting to me, the process. How did this cooperative work? Did everyone tell you what contracts they're getting and you can piggyback on the contracts that people in the cooperative are working on?
That's a good question. First of all, you have to be a member of the cooperative, which is City of North Miami. We joined the membership of that cooperative. Secondly, we've already actually had the benefit of using this cooperative for a previous contract. So in other words, this is not our first go around. Thirdly, what they do is they communicate and they share information with all of the members insofar as the various type of contracts. I mean, they have literally dozens of different type of contracts that are available to the participating municipal agencies. So when this project came around and we were looking for a way that we could, again, to expedite the work and to fast track it and to find the most cost-effective way to do it, obviously this was at our disposal, and it's my recommendation that I think this is probably, again, the most cost-effective and most time-effective way to approach this project.
So our North Miami shares its major contracts for vendors with the cooperative also, is that right?
No, the way it works is basically the cooperative puts out these bids, literally almost nationwide. They put out these bids. Now, obviously, they're focusing by regions, right? This is the South Florida region, the Southeast region. So they put out these bids, and as you can imagine, you're going to get economies of scale by putting out these bids in volume because these companies are competing literally nationwide with other companies. So we're really piggybacking on these bids that this cooperative has put out, and they're there and they're available to all of the member agencies.
So is Metro, is that a national company?
No, Metro Express happened to be one of the companies that bid on their work, that bid on one of the NJPA bids. So by the mere fact that they bid on that and they're available to us, then we were able to tap into that contract.
What is
And you I'm sorry. And you validated actually validated their cost as being appropriate for the work.
Yes, we did.
Which is
Not
one of the
only.
things we've discussed here on a couple of occasions. So
Sure.
we're glad that you did that, Alberto.
Oh, thank you.
Gives you the warm and fuzzy, as they say.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Mary?
And Metro Express has done work, I mean, I know we're piggybacking, but have they done work in our city before?
Yes, they have. Yes,
Oh.
yes, they have.
Okay, and what is the estimated time for this project to start and to
The
be
estimated time for completion,
completion?
this project is scheduled to be completed by no later than December of 2016. But as I understand it, they should be finished way before then.
Earlier than that.
Yeah, earlier than that.
That's great.
I understand that we're piggybacking, but I would just like, if there is an opportunity, and that's something that I always like to encourage, that if there's an opportunity to hire a resident in North Miami, that they could do so. But I'm okay with it.
Okay, very good. All right, thank you very much. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Thank you.
Alberto,
Thank you very much.
Okay. Now we go to the CRA attorney report.
I don't really have anything particular. I was noticing that we're using the new logo now,
Yes, I was
Yes.
gonna announce it.
which I find to be very, very
Exciting.
appealing.
Yes.
So I thought that was the only thing I'd comment on. But legally, there's, we're moving forward with the county. We were approved for another 29 years. I think everyone knew that or they didn't. We've been approved for another 29 years by ordinance with the Redevelopment Trust Fund ordinance. We're in the process of negotiating the Second Amendment to the interlocal agreement in order to implement the 29 years. And that is in process now. Rasha and I and the manager/executive director have met with the chairman. We've met with the county staff, and we're moving that process forward, which we're required to complete by the end of the calendar year. Correct?
By December.
Yes. All right, and that's my report. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
And Ms. Geimer just said that she might have to resign before the 29 years, so.
We might take you out of the box.
Yeah, right.
The
Me too.
executive director isn't here.
No, I'm standing in for the executive director.
Okay, do
as
the
your
calendar of
director.
meetings?
Yes, we are required by law to advertise our meetings where it's on our website. We've also advertised it in the newspaper, so there's a copy in the back for you to see. In case we change it, like the holidays
Right.
and the hurricane, then we would have to schedule a special meeting like we did, and we would have to advertise it. This is another way of being transparent and making sure that we're following state statutes, so I just wanna make sure you guys were aware of that. Also in there are the CRA officers' quarterly report. I did not present them the last time, so I got them from Major Beige for you to read and see all of the wonderful works that the officers are doing in the downtown and also on Northwest 7th Avenue. Couple of other comments is we are, as Steven says, we've been working with the county and the chairman's office, and I think we're gonna be getting a meeting with him within the next 2 weeks to finalize everything. The Cafe Creme grand opening was this past week. A couple of the advisory board members were able to attend. Thank you very much for coming, as always, to celebrate the success of the CRA. I hope to see more of you as the other grand openings and the grand reopenings are happening.
What opened this week?
The restaurant in the plaza, Cafe Creme, one of our,
Cafe
the
Creme.
CRA grantee.
Yeah, right over here, right
We
there.
sent out the invitation.
I'll take you over there for a cup of coffee.
Sent out the
Call me for
invitation.
everything else, and you never call me for something important like that.
Okay. A wonderful piece of news, as these things are happening, now I'm getting requests for meetings from new businesses wanting to move in. So I did meet with a brewery company and a brewery company.
Another
Beer?
one?
On 7th or on
No,
this
no,
side?
by the train tracks in the Arts and Entertainment District that we're trying
They were
to.
gonna be on the west side at first, weren't they?
Well, no, that's the Music City.
Oh, okay.
But right now,
Microbrewery.
yeah, we're working on the Music City, but the brewery, it's not a Chinese microbrewery, I'm sorry, Ms. Guyver, I know you've been asking for one. It's in the works, but this particular one is going, they've already made arrangements to sign a lease, and the property is very big, and I think that I met with the property owner as well, and he's very interested in just having those type of businesses in his warehouse. He used to have like marble and tile makers, and that area, if you don't know that, but in 2007, the city had done a zoning overlay and called it Arts and Entertainment District. And it's been very underutilized. So
Where's it at?
it's
14th
123rd Street and like Northeast 13th and 14th
14th.
Avenue, abutting the train tracks.
It's right up
Yeah.
in there,
Yeah.
Where we did that grant, right? We did a grant over there.
No, we did it
That
on the other
artist?
side.
Oh,
Yeah, we
okay.
did it on the other side, but it's not in the Arts and Entertainment
Well,
District.
so what's gonna
That
happen?
one's like behind Spot Masters. You know those warehouses behind
Yeah,
Spot
yeah, yeah,
Masters?
yeah.
So that's been zoned Arts and Entertainment District since 2007 by the city. So now a brewery company is moving in, and they're gonna come and apply for a grant. You know, the word is spreading, I'm very happy to say, and, you know, people are coming in and applying, so that's very good. We are gonna put out to bid the train station master plan in the next couple of months.
Oh, good.
Please, you know, pay attention in the news, in the paper, Mr. Destrade, you know, he's my new best friend for the next couple of years, cause he's putting out all my bids out
We're
quickly.
putting out a bid for a master plan.
Yes, for a design master plan for TOD transportation development opportunities. We wanna make sure that whatever
Now,
comes here,
that's also gonna include
the train stop,
well, the surrounding area with high rises
Yes.
and mixed use. And,
yes, all of that.
Using the concept of the Urban Land Institute and so forth and so on, where you work, live and play in the same.
Exactly, all of that wonderful stuff. So, but we wanna make sure that whoever comes in does what we would like to see happen. So the CRA, and this was something that was already in our budget from last year, so we're just now playing catch up, and we're able to put it out to bid. So I just wanted to let you know.
And that's gonna go between 123rd and 135th Street, that area that we're in?
No, and not 130, the train stop is on 125th Street.
Do we know that for sure?
The train stop is on 125th
Yes.
Street.
I'm glad I asked this question, because the last time I asked it, it was still up in the cloud, nobody knew where it was at. And that's why I
As
wanna make
far
sure.
as I know, the train stop is on 125th Street. Yeah,
I think what was up in the air on which corner it was gonna be on.
yes.
Well, which
That
one
was
is
the
gonna be on?
question.
We'll know when we tell them where we want it to go as per the master plan.
We could
It's
do it-
stopping there.
Well, you know, I think, here again, we got three different entities, we got the planning commission, this, that, and the other thing, and, you know, we should have some input into this thing, you know.
Who's we?
The planning commission, the citizens.
They will when the plan is presented to them for approval.
Especially the residents who live there, namely me.
Well, no, I'm pretty sure when we hire the consultants, they will be doing the required community meetings, and they will be presenting them to the
I mean,
proper
you
boards.
forgot me on the restaurant, you're gonna forget me on that?
No, I did not forget. I did not forget, for the
Well,
record.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
And with that, I wanna bring up, the county's gonna start working on Northeast 16th Avenue
Mhm.
between 135th. Did I mention this
Can
before?
you use the microphone?
Can you hear me on that? I don't know.
There you
Okay.
go.
I don't know if I mentioned this before, but the county is gonna start January, they already started moving some of the poles on Northeast 16th Avenue. They're gonna start widening, beautifying it and so forth and so on, curb and gutter, new street lights between 135th and 123rd Street. That project is supposed to start in January, adding sidewalks and
Oh, nice sidewalks too.
and new sidewalks, they did some last year, but what I was thinking is a little salinity pond over there. And maybe we should get with the county and see if we can jazz that up with a fountain or something in there, maybe through the CRA. And right at the end of Johnson and Wales, there's two metro bus stops, and I don't think in the transportation fund, you have to have so many people using that bus stop daily for them to put up a bus shelter, but if they don't wanna do that, maybe we should look at it through the CRA and get something done through that.
So I have two comments to say. One, Johnson and Wells is not in the CRA area, so we have to make sure and.
16th Avenue is.
I know, but not all of it. So I just wanna make sure that whenever we're making these suggestions, we make sure that we are following state statute and we're doing the geography. Second of all, any other new capital projects, we have to make sure that we're vetting it out properly, because we were given 29 years, but we're really given 5 to 7 years to actually perform. And if I don't make these things happen that we're putting out to bid, we don't have a CRA in 5 to 7 years. So I'm anytime anybody brings any wonderful ideas, and I will take it into account and discuss it with the manager and everything. I just want to make sure that we're clear. I'm going to make sure that we don't deviate from what we're supposed to do, so that we can get extended, and that normally we're supposed to have a 5-year capital project plan. And in that, we'll be able to incorporate any new capital projects that we need to do. It's just
If the county's gonna do the job now, maybe this is the time to start looking at it.
No, I get it, but I just want to make sure.
Instead of,
that-
there's rules and then there's common sense, and I think,
Not if we don't
quoting
have the
William
funds.
Jennings Bryan, let's hope common sense prevails,
Well, not if common sense, like if you don't
Yeah,
have the
I mean,
funds.
it's the time to do it, time to look at it now, and that area certainly could use an infusion of CRA money.
I'll bring it to the executive director
Well, and I will too.
to the
Thank you.
board.
Okay, so
And-
we're gonna be meeting, by the way, still on
Yes.
on the first Monday of the month,
Yes,
correct?
we are.
I just wanna make sure we don't conflict with the Jewish holidays that are the high holy holidays, which are the first part of October generally.
Yeah.
Where we did the October one.
Yeah, well, that's what we did, that's why we,
Where are you meeting now?
Right.
Correct, but next year.
Oh, yeah, we'll adjust as the year goes on for the holidays.
Yeah, we'll adjust
Change
it.
every year,
Right.
because the Jewish calendar is different than the Gregorian calendar.
Well, okay,
So next year they'll be in early September.
early September. Okay,
See?
well,
So, and I have 3 more items, and then we're done. And of course, I hope you like the new logo. This is what was presented in the marketing branding of the CRA and to the downtown marketing plan. So moving forward, you'll start seeing some changes. Right now, it's just obviously the stationery and the letterhead, but you will start seeing some very good changes. The CRA office has been moved into the building department. So we're gonna send out we've moved sign and so on, but yes, I was actually moved while I was at the CRA conference.
at the building?
But yeah, I'm in the building department now, which is apropos, because I'm able to work with the building officials and the inspectors on grantee issues and things like that. So it's very cool. Yeah,
Excellent,
so it makes
excellent,
perfect sense.
excellent.
And lastly, was it last week or the week before, I went to the CRA, the FRA conference, and it was great, it was wonderful. And I also took 3 courses, because I would like to be certified as a CRA expert. Apparently I don't know everything like I thought I did, but there are a lot of things in the state statute that, feedback. Turn off, you just turn off, so nice, maybe, here we go. Yeah, so. There we go. Yeah. So that's all I wanted to tell you, is that I want to make sure that you all know I attended the FRA conference, and I'm taking courses to be certified as as a CRA expert. I took a test and
I thought
everything.
you were an expert.
Apparently, I don't know everything in the state statute.
I thought he was against it.
Okay, that's it.